So what's going on, guys? So I'm here with my top 5 scenes from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 3. If you have not already, by the way, go to the Hybrid Network to check out my review of the episode. If you've already seen that, then come back here and check this video. Alright guys, so let's dive right into it. Top 5 scene. Lincoln's identity goes public. This scene was kind of big. So we get to see the character of Lincoln, his whole identity is kind of put up on television across the whole world in a sense. So this pretty much is going to affect the character, throughout the whole entire season and his life. Everybody knows who he is and that he is a threat, an alien threat at that. So pretty much Lincoln cannot do basic things like, go out and, he's going to be seen by people who, who can report he's an alien. One of the great scenes in this episode was a military guy kind of pointed out Lincoln. He was on TV for being an alien threat, and this military guy on the bus pointed him out. This led to a really cool, kind of little quick argument, and of course Lincoln electrocutes the bus and gets the heck out of there. I thought this was a very cool scene and kind of develops, this kind of frustration within the character. Number 4, Simmons and Fitz at the restaurant. So guys, we finally get to see Simmons back in this episode, and of course Fitz is there to help her, go through all these difficult things in her life at the moment. One of the sweetest scenes that I've ever seen between Fitz and Simmons was in this episode. Fitz actually kept the reservations for their dinner, over these 7 months. That shows the dedication and just love, oh my god, Fitz, I love you, man. He is, my favorite character. The relationship between these two is phenomenal. Even the guy who's kind of serving them kind of says, he's been holding this place for 7 months just for you, and, the whole place is empty and everything. I just thought this was a very sweet scene between the two characters. We also get to see Lincoln and John. So guys, we finally get to see some, background story with Lincoln. And of course, in this episode, we see that Lincoln, talks with this dude named John, who kind of, helps him out. They show some kind of, bond with one another. They really have, some sort of significant relationship with one another. Whether it be, he is his father, his brother, his uncle, co-worker. We're not too sure exactly. But they pretty much have a bond with one another that's pretty strong. This is my number 3 spot because, we get to see this emotion from the character. And we didn't really get to see that too much. We get to see Lincoln actually very, kind of emotionally attached to this guy. And he ends up, snaking him, which is so upsetting because, he goes to the one person he can trust. And he ends up killing him. Whether it's accidental or on purpose, that's kind of up to you to decide. But it's just really bumming to see. And it makes for great television. I mean, it was some really great scenes, trying to see him, try and talk to John, be like, I'm not a threat, we know each other. And the way that John just kind of detaches him right after he figures out he's an alien threat is just some really great television. My number 2 scene, Hunter and May at the Fight Club. Yo, this was some Daredevil action right here. We get to see Hunter bruised up and bloody, and we never see this guy fighting so much. We see him with a lot of tactical equipment with guns and whatnot and these freezers. But we actually see this guy go one-on-one with this guy who we thought was his mate, but clearly does not like him at all. And they kind of fight to the death, essentially. So in this scene, Hunter is kind of putting his life on the line just to get into a spot of Hydra. Not even anywhere in really good positioning, but just somewhere where he can try to make his way up. This is a great scene because we see Hunter's legion to Coulson and their kind of efforts, which is very strong, as you can see. He's almost willing to die for that cause. These are probably my favorite kind of beats with Hunter, throughout this whole entire series. I mean, we've never seen the character so, messed up and, bruised and, battered just for Coulson and his cause, which is really great. I mean, at the end of this scene, this guy looked like he was in Mad Max Fury freaking Road. He looks like the guy who sprays shit on his face and, dies in, singing Valhalla and shit. It was ridiculous. And my number 1 scene of this episode is Lincoln and Sky kiss. 3, 2, 1, go. My number 1 scene in this episode is Sky and Lincoln kiss. Did you guys see that coming? I really, really did not see any of that coming. I was just kind of oh wow, look at them. They're talking really cool. Oh man, they're getting very close, this is kind of discomforting. Oh my god, they kissed. And wow, I mean, not saying that you have to, get, kind of romantically involved to kind of persuade someone, but she did that very effectively. I mean, Sky was just kind of, putting her heart out there. She was kind of explaining to Lincoln, you saved me, now I want to save you. And pretty much they end up kissing because maybe she has some, repressed feelings for the guy after, he recruited her. But who knows? There was so much emotion. I was like, wow. I actually kind of felt chills. I was like, oh my god. She's very, holy crap. She's very convincing. So what happens right after the kiss is even more, mind-blowing because right when she finally got, kind of persuades Lincoln to go with him, Mac has to walk in there with all these freaking soldiers and say, we have to give Lincoln. Obviously, this is a really, kind of like high octane scene, and of course Lincoln escapes, and that's where that leads it. Alright guys, so that's my top 5 for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 3. What were your guys' favorite scenes in this episode? Leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm actually interested because, you know, I had a couple other ones that I didn't put into the top 5, but I thoroughly enjoyed a lot of this episode. I thought it was very well done. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to hit that like button. Also subscribe if you have not already. Leave a comment if you do, because I like hearing what you guys have to say. Also, guys, don't forget, I actually do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reviews on the Hybrid Network, so you guys can go check them out if you have not already. My episode review is on their channel. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I'll see you next time. Peace!